Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday, October 24th, 2019. Week 8, NFL season. World Series is in full swing, pun intended. The Washington Nationals rolling on the Astros. Just fine by me, because the Tribe's not in it. But it's been awesome. The scoring, the pitching duels. It's been a fun series, even though it's 2-0. What else we got going on? Basketball just started. LeBron looks old, but it's early. But he looks old. I like the fact that the Lakers lost. Always makes me happy. But you know what we're here to do? We're here to talk about football. We're here to talk about the NFL. And we have a game today. The Washington team in D.C. at the rolling Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins playing out of his mind right now after Adam Thielen called him out, which looks like Adam Thielen's not going to play tonight. But they won't need him. The Washington team is terrible. And when I say terrible, they're giving up 134.4 yards per game on the ground. And guess what? Dalvin Cook is the number one running back in the NFL from a standpoint of yards as well as yards per game. So it should be heavy doses of Dalvin Cook setting up Kurt to go ham against his old squad. On Thursday night, what Cowherd said, I'll give him props for. He said he loves Kirk Cousins at 1 o'clock. Oh, he loves Kirk Cousins at 1 o'clock. But let's see what he does at 6 p.m. on Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. And I can tend to agree with that. It wasn't just a hot take. That is legitimate. But if he keeps playing like this, them and Green Bay are on a duel for the division. The Bears, it's obvious with the quarterback situation that they would be so much better if they didn't have Mitchell Trubisky right now. Not saying Mitchell's going to be a bad quarterback, but if they had somebody with a little bit more, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't want to say moxie or heart or whatever, because the kid's got all that. It's better talent. If Chicago had Kurt, or if Chicago had Matt Stafford, imagine if Chicago had Matt Stafford. Imagine if Trubisky played for the Lions. Where would they be? So, tough division. Kurt's got to make it happen. I think they do. I think they roll 34-10. And you know he's going to be asked 100 times, so he'll just address it right out the gate.
You like that? You like that?
Yes, we do, Kurt. We do like that. We just want to see it in the purple and gold. Moving on. Another morning game. The Seattle Seahawks traveling to the Atlanta Dirty Birds. Well, Dirty Birds are going to have no Matt Ryan. They got no Mohamed Sanu because they sent him to the Evil Empire. And frankly, Atlanta's terrible. Not what I thought they were going to be this year. Complete sham. And I'm sure it's what everybody thought in Atlanta. This is not what they thought they were going to be this year. So I got them taking a licking 31-14. Seattle's keeps rolling. I think Russell Wilson on turf indoors. Forget about it. He's going to roll. That's a road victory. That's going to be one of a few. And when I say a few, there's only going to be 4 road victories this week. 4. And we'll get to those, but Seattle's one of them. Now, moving on. The L.A. Chargers of San Diego are at the Chicago Bears. The Bears. You see what the Bears is. They're going to get a victory, but it's going to be ugly because the Chargers don't have an identity. They can't rely on Phillip Rivers to have to sling the rock all over the field while being chased down by Khalil Mack. They just can't. They're relying too heavily on Melvin Gordon, too heavily on trying to get back to what they were instead of what they were beginning of this year, which was Austin Eckler coming out of the backfield. I know he had 10-plus catches and over 100 yards, but they know when Melvin Gordon's in the game, he's getting the ball via the run. He's getting the ball. They were all over him. All over him. Now, I don't know if he got in or not on those 3 tries. We do know he fumbled at the end. But until the Chargers figure out who they are on offense, I got to go with defense, and I got to go with the home team. So I'm going to go 24-21. Chicago gets the victory at home via field goal to win it. Now, moving on, staying with the NFC North. The Detroit Lions are at home against the New York G-Men. And the G-Men are going to need some prayers, brother, because they are not going to win this game. I think it's shown against the Cardinals. I think it's shown several times in the season. Daniel Jones is going to be a good quarterback, but right now he's got to take his licks. He's got to take his licks. And Detroit, I think their defense is going to be a little upset, playing with a little bit of an edge, losing Diggs via trade. And I think Matt Stafford balls out. I think Matt Stafford goes off, 3 touchdowns, 24-13. No Kerryon Johnson. They're going to have to rely on it. Kenny Galladay, big day. Marvin Jones not going to have a 4-tutty day like he had last week. But they're going to throw the ball over. Look for T.J. Hockenson to have a good game. You know, he had a breakout game early in the season. He hasn't done jack squat since. This is a perfect time to rely on the tight end via the run. Go out there and get a victory at home and stay in the hunt for a wild card in the NFC. Moving on. Sam Darnold and the I'm Seeing Ghost Jets traveling to Jacksonville to play Gardner Minshew in the Minshew Mansion. Getting ready to go down there and play in the, I don't think it's humid right now, but play against a defense that just traded away Jalen Ramsey. Playing against an offense that can run the ball all of a sudden. Leonard Fournette looks like the Leonard Fournette from LSU. But it'll be close. Jets maybe bounce back a little bit offensively from the drumming and the embarrassment they had on Monday night. I'm going to say 21-17. Jacksonville, 21-17. Now, moving on. We've got the LA Rams at home against the Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. I do believe Andy Dalton is still their quarterback. So, with that being said, they're going to continue to be terrible. 31-13. It'll never be close. They're going to carve them up. Goff going to have himself a really good game. Maybe a Robert Woods game. Maybe. This might be. You know what? This is going to be Cooper Kupp all the way. Cooper Kupp game. 31-13 LA Rams. All right. Now, this game was tough because it's 2 teams we don't understand who they are. We got the Buccaneers at Tennessee. The Ryan Tannehill era has officially begun in Tennessee. He sparked them last week, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. They got lucky on defense to get the win, but a win is a win in the NFL. I got Tennessee winning an ugly one, 19-17. And the reason being is Jameis Winston's still the quarterback at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense has given up 30-plus points 5 out of 6 games they've played this year. Tampa Bay's got the number 1 rush defense against Tennessee and Derrick Henry and those cats. But that's because everybody can just throw the ball wherever they want against Tampa Bay. I think that has a lot to do with why their running defense has such great numbers, is because they do make stops. You can't be number 1 without it, but I think teams just don't run on them because they can just throw the ball all over them. So, with that being said, Tennessee, odd score, 19. Tampa Bay, 17. Moving on. All right. Philadelphia Eagles need to get it together, right? I know they say they're not panicking, but why is it that when Nicky Foles was the quarterback, they didn't have these issues? But with Carson, who's a better talent, but maybe not a better leader for them, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't play defense, but they're at Buffalo. Buffalo's 5-1. Buffalo's 1 loss was a tough game against the Patriots. Now, with that being said, you got to go with Philly to have to get it right, because this is a make or break for them. Make or break for them. I know it's early in the year, but there's a lot of teams that are make and break. This Eagles team is one of them. They've got to get right against Buffalo. Man, Buffalo's defense is good. It's Josh Allen, who has not been a bust, who's been actually a pretty damn good quarterback. But it's Buffalo. And until I see it for any length of time. I got to go with the Eagles here. This is make or break for the Eagles. I think they're going to play with that tenacity. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I got 17-13. So it's not like Buffalo's not going to be in it, and it could easily go their way, but I'm going to go with Philadelphia. That's the second road team to get a victory. Now, remember, so there's only going to be 4. 5. 5, now that I'm counting it. But not that many. Now the next game is the Denver Broncos, the Joe Flacco Denver Broncos. What did y'all tell you about Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco, straight trash, yo. He had one good season, and he had to play the Browns twice a year for like 10 years. So his numbers are going to be inflated. But look at what he is. He's exactly what we thought they were. The Broncos are not good. They're going into Indy to see Jacoby Brissett. The team has rallied behind. He's a good quarterback. They've got a good running game. They play smart. Their offensive line with Quentin Nelson, the human road grader. And that defense is playing amazing. And I think being in a small town in Indianapolis, in the middle of the country, they fly under the radar because they don't have Peyton Manning anymore. They don't have Andrew Luck. They don't have Edgerrin James. They don't have Marshall Faulk. They don't have Harrison. What they do have is a solid, complete team with an amazing front office rolling right on down to the coaching staff. With that being said, I got Indy winning 24-10. I don't think Denver gets anything going. They're going to be bad this year. They're going to be bad this year, which I'm glad because I never want to see the Broncos good. All right. Cardinals have to go to New Orleans. Now, the Cardinals are going to score some points, but they're not going to win this game. I think having to rely on their quarterback, their young quarterback, to get victories is going to be tough this year. Now, being that they're 3-3-1, I still only got them winning 5 games, though. They're going to be in games but not win games. This will be one of them. They'll sort of be in this game for a little while, but then Teddy Two Gloves and the New Orleans Saints are going to roll. 34-23. I think Michael Thomas has a day. I think Cameron Jordan actually has a day defensively with getting at the quarterback. Probably going to throw 2 picks. Got Teddy going 6-0. They should sit Breeze. Give him an extra week because next week's the bye week for them. Give him 2 more weeks. Teddy did an unbelievable job of doing what he's supposed to do. Coming in, running the offense, not even necessarily game manager. They're 5-0 with him. I love it. I love it. 34-23. Now, the Carolina Panthers are in quite of a predicament because, well, they got the Kyle Allen out there balling, 5-0, no picks, and Cam hasn't looked good in 3 years. Now, the debate is Cam, of course, Cam has earned the right to get the job back. But if Cam is not the long-term solution anymore because his body's broken down, and obviously we don't know that, the coaching staff's going to know that, they're not going to put somebody out there that's going to cost them a game, especially with Ron Rivera, quote-unquote, on the hot seat every year, the last couple of years. Riverboat Ron is going to have to gamble here. Does he stick with the hot hand? Now, Kyle Allen could go down to San Francisco, to the San Fugazi 49ers, who are undefeated, who've won ugly games. Quarterback has shown me nothing. He stumbles, you put Cam in. Okay. What if you put Cam in and he stumbles? You going to go back to the rookie? Not the rookie. You going to go back to Kyle Allen? What did that do for Kyle Allen's confidence that you pulled him when he's playing the best football he can absolutely play, and they're 5-0? Well, I don't understand. So to me, you don't make the move. Look at Brady and Bledsoe. I think you got to roll with the hot hand. You got to roll with the hot hand. And right now, that's Mr. Allen. So I got them actually beating San Francisco at home. In San Francisco, I got them winning 24-17. I think Luke Kuechly's going to make Garoppolo make mistakes. And I think the 49ers will be exposed for what they are, frauds. 100% frauds. And I can say that as a Browns fan getting smoked. You guys smoked us. We gave up. You smoked us. Too many turnovers. Not going to make excuses. It was an ass whooping. Still doesn't mean you're not Fugazi. All right. Now, moving on to the next game. We got the Oakland Raiders rolling into Houston. Deshaun Watson has looked unbelievable. Carlos Hyde has become serviceable. Duke Johnson, serviceable. Will Fuller, unfortunately, gets injured every year. Dynamic player when he's on the field. That defense, last time I checked, J.J. Watt's still there. I think J.J. Watt's going to get all over Derek Carr. 2.5 sacks, forced fumble. I just think that the Oakland Raiders are going to lose this game 34-26. They're going to score some points, but I got Houston putting up bangers, 34. Sticking with that AFC South, staying in the division, hanging right there with the old boys up in Indianapolis. Now, the last afternoon game is one that I'm obviously excited about, terrified about, but I have hope. Cleveland Browns at New England. If there was ever a time that you have a chance at beating Belichick and Brady, it would be them coming in off a short week, you having an extra week to prepare, doing what you're supposed to do, which is run the ball with Nick Chubb, then you stand a chance. Cleveland's defensive line against New England. I do it every time, New Orleans. New England's offensive line. If Myles Garrett, Olivier Vernon, and the boys can get after Tom Brady, he's going to throw the ball fast anyways, can get after him and knock him off his spot, you stand a chance. Oh, by the way, need to keep them off the field too. So, New England's defense, unbelievable right now. Unbelievable. But they've also played a couple of trash teams. The Dolphins, the Jets, the Giants. Tough game against the Bills. So, I know they're putting up Hall of Fame world greatest defense of all time numbers. But until they get through the entire season, like Denny Green, you want to crown them, then crown their ass. I'm not crowning them just yet because I know who they are, and we're not going to let them off the hook. Not this week. Not this week. Some things that are encouraging for the Browns is that they average 13.4 yards per catch. That's second in the league. They average 5.4 yards after catch. Yards after contact per completion. That's third in the league. They get the ball, they get hit, they keep moving. And I uncovered some exclusive sound, not really interview, sound of a conversation between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady talking about this week's upcoming game. So let's take a listen.
There is a great disturbance in the force.
I have felt it.
We have a new enemy. The young rebel who destroyed.
And that rebel is Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns because they're coming to town. They're leaving with them rings. I'm just joking. They're not taking their Super Bowl rings. But what I will say is I'm going against the grain here. I got the Cleveland Browns getting this game, getting back right. You know why? Because they freaking have to. I got them winning 31-27. I think they do just enough to get a victory, show that the Patriots can be beaten, and show that the Browns season is still alive. Now, I'm hoping, obviously, as a Browns fan, that that's what happens. But realistically, last time the Browns made the playoffs, they were 2-4. I think I watched Peyton Hillis and the Cleveland Browns roll into New England and beat Brady and Belichick years ago. If Peyton Hillis, the one-hit wonder, and that team, who I couldn't even tell you the quarterback is off the top of my head right there, and Joe Thomas and Josh Cribbs could go up there and get a victory, then damn it, this team can too. I'm sure the point spread's ridiculous. I'm sure it's ridiculous. So I got the Browns winning outright. I'm sure it's ridiculous, though. My uncle came in, threw the Browns flag back, said you can take it back. He's done watching them until they turn 500. He's going to have his Gronk jersey on this Sunday. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. But he'll want this flag back come Monday because I think that they're in for an upset. Look, Belichick smiles way too much lately. He's too happy and jovial. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. And I think that's going to be this week. I think the Cleveland Browns get it right. Go back to basics. Do what made you successful last year. Give the ball to Nick Chubb. Short throwing game until you can rip one over the top. You're only going to get 2 or 3 of those chances. Bill's not going to zero blitz all game long like he did with the Jets. He's going to bring it a few times, but he's going to sit back and make Baker try to make the plays. He's going to make Baker try to make those reads and make those throws. And our offensive line right now scares me to the point where we should be running maybe 9 personnel sometimes. We're only sending 2 receivers out because you need to mass protect. But who am I? I'm just a fan, like y'all. Looking forward to football Sunday. Looking forward to week 8. Now, we've got the Sunday night game, the Green Bay Packers going up to Kansas City with, I believe, no Pat Mahomes. Their defense is still their defense. Green Bay, Mike Pettine's blunt force trauma defense, going to do enough with Aaron Rodgers slinging the ball all over the yard. I got them winning 34-21. I got them winning 34-21. I think they'll score twice. Defense might get a stop, get a score. I got Rodgers throwing 3 touchdowns. They'll run one in, kick a field goal, get the victory, be right there at the top of the NFC North. Oh, boy. Now, Monday's game is a clunker. And when I mean a clunker, I'm going to be rewatching episodes of Sanford and Son because of how bad this game is. Seriously. This game is going to be so bad. The Miami trash cans going into Pittsburgh with Mason Rudolph. I mean, TJ Watt's going to have himself a game, but it's the Steelers. And unfortunately, I got to pick the Steelers to win this stupid game. They're going to win 17-10. It's going to be a snooze fest. Booger McFarland's not going to shut up. He's going to be terrible like he is every week. Look, we get enough fake news through the mainstream media that we don't need Booger McFarland giving us false information when it comes to football. For somebody who played, I swear, he doesn't know what he's looking at. He says things that are obviously wrong. I like Testator. I like the Italian. But the rest of them got to go. They got to revamp this. I don't understand when you were supposed to have the premier game of the week, Monday Night Football, that we can't get better announcers. There's better announcers on CBS at 10 a.m. or 1 o'clock Eastern. There's better announcers in college. But this is bad. Last year was bad. Jason Witten was awful, and they managed to mess it up even worse. I'd rather listen to ESPN Deportes and listen to not understand a damn word, but be able to enjoy the game. Now, I don't know that even ESPN Deportes can spruce up this game. So, needless to say, I'll just be following along on my phone while I'm watching reruns of old sitcoms, probably. Now, episode number 7 is in the books. I am so happy that y'all could join. Come hang out with me. It was a blast. And remember this, if you are not waking up every day feeling like this, then I don't know what to do for y'all, but you better get your head right, get it fixed, and come back and see me again next week.
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous. Woke up feeling dangerous. Woke up feeling dangerous.
Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Mayfield, you were compelled to watch. Baker Mayfield.
Woke up feeling dangerous.
Do not confuse with dangerous.